Hello, this is Linda Hardwick of Linda Hardwick Designs. Today we are working on part 8 of the classic mantle clock kit. And where we took off from part 7 was we were adding the piece of paper onto piece W, which is the clock face. And what I've done here is I have added that piece of paper, added another, I took a die and cut a piece of black and put it behind and cut a hole, and then I put the clock face on and cut a smaller die cut of a piece of the pattern from the paper I used, and then added the clock face and some bling. Okay, that's that piece. And then piece X, which is for the door at the back, I've taken a piece of the paper that matches the clock paper I used on the back of the top of the clock there. And then I glued it on, adhered it, and then I inked the edges. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this piece onto the front of the clock. We're going to match the hole here, and we will glue it on with 3-in-1 glue. And being careful not to get it too close to the center. That's a lot of glue. Be a little bit crazy on the glue. And then you're going to want to match up the 12 and the circles. Make sure the 12 is pointing to the top. And you will just let that dry for, well, an hour or two. And set it aside. Actually, I'm going to, you'll see the hole. I'm just going to line it up. And now I'm going to add, okay, I have for piece X, for the back door, we're going to, I didn't include a brad because I didn't know what color. You wanted to have your own, you know, your brad to match the color. And what we're going to do is we're going to thread it through this hole here and put it to the side, and then from the inside open up that brad. You could really do this before you do the front. That way we won't have the clock moving around. Okay. I'll just check to make sure that's still in line. And there we go. So that looks quite nice finish to it. And we just make sure that that's still lined up. And we will hold that on there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take these pieces, the ST piece and the UV piece. The UV one will go on first. Let me set this aside here, and we're going to, I'll just set it over here, and we're going to set this. This is the UV piece that is stuck together. And what I've done, we did this in an earlier video covering these pieces, and I took Sukwang. Now you don't put it all the way to the edges because those edges are going to be sticking out a bit. I'll show you what I mean after we've done this. There'll be an overhang is what I mean, sticking out, no, an overhang. Now we're going to take this piece. Let me just see what you're seeing on camera. Okay, so that's the top of the clock. And what you're going to do is you're going to measure and center it. Not too tight. You want to just lay it on there and then check to make sure that you have the same amount of space on all sides. Which would really help would be to lay it down this way, stand up, and to look down, and to measure all sides. Okay, I'm doing that. And I think that just might be right where we're hoping. Don't press down on it until you're absolutely sure you've got it centered properly. And I see I'm going to have to ink these areas. And you want it to be straight on the top. It's very hard to do when you've got a camera here. But it looks like, I think I'm pretty straight. I'm going to ink this while I have the chance. I'm going to lift it up a bit. And I'm going to ink that. Actually, I'm going to take my handy dandy marker. I don't know if anyone will see that, but okay, let's try this again. It's pretty hard. You want to make sure it's perfect on all sides. And be careful not to press too far down. Looks like I'm pretty even here. Whoop. Every time I breathe, it moves. Okay, let's see how we are at the back. Okay, and I see I need the marker again. Just a little bit there. Okay. Okay. It looks pretty good all the way around. So now I'm going to press on it. Go in and press. Okay, being careful. And there we go. Got that. Now we're going to add this piece, which is S&T. Move this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. And okay, so you're going to burnish this side. And you can do it the full length because this will be going on top of the other piece, and it'll be covering all edges. Okay, I'm going to stand up again, take my piece again, and this will be easier. So you're going to line this up so all edges have the same amount of space. And it looks like I'm on the money there, I think. But don't put it down too hard, because you might be a little bit off. And I think we're good. So now I'm going to just press on there. Okay, there we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the embellishments that are included in the kit. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of this 3-in-1. Not much. Use it sparingly. And then you're going to center that. And pretty much you've got to be on the money. I think that's pretty close. And you'll have to hold that down for a bit so it'll stay down. And then we're going to add the handle. And it's more for show than anything. Gives it a better more finished look. And you're going to take your 3-in-1 glue again. And I really overdid it there. Oh boy. Okay, I gotta grab a Kleenex. And then I'm going to add this about to the center. Then I'm going to just hold that down. Just hold it down. Just till it sets a bit. And that really does have a nice look to it when it's finished. It's quite lovely. I would let it sit for a while and let it dry. And while we're doing that, we can now add the clock to the top of the drawer. The drawer comes out quite easily. And now we're just going to add this on top of this, like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a thin layer of glue. Just set it aside. I think maybe you should wait for this to dry, but for the sake of the video, I will have to do that now. So I'll just hold it down. And we're going to add a thin piece, a very thin layer of glue here. And you might want to have a baby wipe. Whoa. And I'm just going to grab a baby wipe. And maybe take some of this string out. Make sure. That'll be fine. I've got this gook all over my hands. Okay, just wipe your hands before you try to attach it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look down, make sure it's even all the way around. You might want to mark it with a pencil. And I think that's fairly close. Around, and you want to press down. And what I like to do is I like to wipe some of this glue off. with a clean baby wipe. Very carefully along there. Sometimes I've been lucky where I haven't had to baby wipe it. You see, and sometimes it wrecks the paper, so you have to be very careful. And it does set pretty good, pretty quickly. So maybe what I'll do is just take my knife and go around. Okay. Now, that has set pretty well. And you can ink this after, you know, if you can't get all that glue up. I usually add some kind of embellishment. But it looks like it'll come right up. So, that's pretty much it for your clock. And there will be a video on how to install your clock movement. And so you'll have a place to hide your whatever you want to hide. And also on this end, there's places to hide things. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video and the whole series of the 8 videos. And I hope you enjoyed it, making the kit. Thank you for purchasing it, and have a great day.